and welcome back to another episode of OHKO, a Pokemon VGC podcast. I'm back, Pokemon is back, and there's a lot to talk about today, getting ahead of Toronto Regionals happening this weekend. I'm Sierra Dawn, joined here by my co-host, Joe Brown. I feel like it's been forever since I recorded a podcast episode. There was the break that we took for the holidays. Then I wasn't here last week. I mean, man, like how do you do this again?
I almost forgot what you looked like. Honestly, I was like, oh man, totally. We're getting here, recording, ready for Thursday at noon, and I was like, oh, we have a podcast to do, but we're on a time crunch here because we got to get excited. We got to get ready for Toronto, which is quickly approaching.
Yeah, way too quickly, might I add. Like it was just Christmas. It was just New Year, and now
really
it's halfway through January.
Blinked and we're already halfway through January. It was actually insane.
Yeah, and at the time of recording it is Wednesday. We both leave Thursday. You leave Thursday night. I leave tomorrow. It was supposed to be morning, but it's supposed to be like 15 to 30 centimeters of snow. That's like 10, 11 inches of snow for you Americans out there. And yeah, so we'll see when I actually get to go.
You know what? That's an important fashion question though for Toronto. Like, should we all bring like snow boots and big, gloves and things? Because like this is January in Canada. Like, this is gonna be cold.
It is gonna be cold, so definitely bring a jacket. Like anyone that's like, I forget who said it. A friend of mine that lives south. They're like, oh, I feel like I look very southern if I bring a big jacket. And it's like, no, you should be bringing everyone there is going to be wearing big jackets. Like, that's the thing. No, you don't need to do like snow stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, it depends on what your guys' routines, like if anyone going to Toronto and yourself included, it depends on what your morning routine is going to look like. If you're walking around into the venue, I mean, bring something warm. For myself, I'm probably going to roll up to the venue every day in my casting outfit, which I think both days are skirts and a hoodie, because I'm going to be outside from the hotel to the Uber, and then to the Uber to the convention center. And that's it, right? So it's like, I'm not going outside, so I'll have a jacket, but like...
What I'm hearing is you're not joining Gabby and I in the Tim Hortons morning run on Saturday.
No, like I always
I'll get you something.
A plain bagel with butter definitely is like
all right.
The best
I got
thing
you. Yeah. You don't want to be too cold with Tim Hortons,
No, that's true. That's true. Though a winter ice cap does go crazy.
Okay. I'll be on the lookout.
I'm not even joking. Not even joking. But you're taking a bus tomorrow to Toronto.
I have not really traveled via bus for a Pokemon regional or anything before. So it was like super cheap. I mean, obviously it's a little longer than driving normally because you got multiple stops along the way. But like my thoughts, because for those who don't know, I'm in Rochester. Like, so I'm almost too close to fly. Like, my airport does not have flights to Toronto, so I would have to like fly to DC or Newark or Chicago and then fly to Toronto when it's only I think it's like a 2.5 hour drive or something like that. So it just didn't really feel like efficient to fly this time around. So I'm just taking a super cheap bus and, it should be good.
And wait, I said too, like your bus is tomorrow. Yours is actually Friday. I'm confusing it because you're on the same bus as Ugarte.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny enough, Ugarte is also taking the bus, but it's not a 2.5 hour drive. He actually leaves tomorrow night at like 10. And then...
I'm so excited for that. I hope we get seats next to each other. I hope we play games, we share snacks or something. Like, I'm so excited for the Double Joe bus ride.
Yeah, I was shocked because you sent me like your bus itinerary and whatnot, so like I had that on hand. And then Joe finally tells me like, okay, instead of taking the plane, I think I'm gonna bus, and he sends me it. Okay, obviously he's going from New York, not Rochester, so it looks different. And then we were talking, and I was like, wait, what time do you get in? It was like 11. I was like, wait, like 10:55, 11? And then, yeah, that's how it's...
Yeah, what are the odds? I'm so excited. I hope he's ready for me on the bus. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, my goodness. Anyways, this is a Pokemon podcast. So I hope you guys are ready to talk a little bit more about that. Not only is there Toronto coming up, but before we hop into that, there was a grand challenge over the weekend. Normally, I like to try and broadcast these, but I mean, PJ was away doing important things. I just did not have the mental capacity to run the broadcast myself. It also would have been super, super scuffed if I ran it. So we just took a little hiatus off of this one, but
We'll get him next time. Don't
we'll
worry.
I'll get him next time. But figured we could talk a little bit about. Let me see if I can remember how to share and stuff. History.
It's been a while, so you probably forgot, where some of the buttons are on. Yeah.
There we go.
There it is.
Got there. All right. But yeah, I mean, we got teams for quite a few of the top ones, but it's going to be Tiago Latanzi, first place. That is finalist of LAIC 23.
Yep.
23. Yeah. So, yeah, big congrats.
Yeah, I think it's always fun to see, like, the big names. You see Michael Kelch there, right? You see Frederick, Marco Silva, Chris Hahn, as well as I'm just, like, looking through, some of the names here that I think there was a time, it felt like, in previous generations where people might, like, take the GCs off because you didn't want to deal with the best of one, headaches. But I do feel like people are more often continually playing in the GCs now than they used to.
I mean, yeah, even if it's not as many points, there is still some, I guess, too, just good practice going into an event. I mean, You're talking about the break that we just had. I know it's a regulation that we've had before, but that is still quite a bit of time without playing Pokemon. And if you're just available for a weekend anyways, you might as well. But I wanted to kind of look through the teams a little bit here. I've been opening them up in the side tab as we chat. Here we go. First off, for Tiago's, I have to preface this because Tiago, when he posted his team, he actually only posted the Indeedee, and it was somebody else who posted this screenshot, and then Victory Road actually uploaded it on their website because then now the team's public, right? So, like, I mean, it is public, so, like, it makes sense. But I was so confused about the image at first until I saw it was someone else who tweeted it. So
yeah, that makes more sense. I'm not gonna lie. I do get excited seeing this. You do have some friends here. There are some psychic types that like clicking a certain attack that forces in an expanded way, and there's also an Ogerpon Cornerstone, and Whimsicott's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. So from like a selfish perspective, I'm happy Tiago did well.
I mean, yeah, this seems like a very Joe Brown coded team, if anything. So, I mean, I feel like too, for something like a GC, like this is just like the strongest team. Like, I know if I face against this, I'd just be like, oh, what are they gonna lead? Like,
right.
It could
What's
just
the
be a mirage
item?
of things.
What's the Whimsicott set, right? Which or Shifu is it? Like, I feel like there are a lot of GC mind games going on.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of 2-2-2, not because this is a 2-2-2 team, but more so with the if you lead wrong into it, you just lose. And it's kind of how I feel looking at this team. It's just like there's too many things to respect, and if you just disrespect one of them, then you're just absolutely cooked. For audio listeners, yeah, Whim, Chiyu, Urshifu, DDF, Cornerstone, Ogerpon, Iron Crown. But yeah, I mean, super duper strong team. You're in saying second place. Oh, I think I stopped sharing the screen as opposed to.
It happens to the best of them. Don't worry. Yeah. Me and Joe were trying to figure it out last week too.
I just closed the tab instead of pressing share tab. But this is Kieran Singh's team. They're just strong team. I mean, you got double genies here.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of it. I know I've been watching a lot of, because Joe was on last week, so it's been watching some of the X9 YouTube videos, and Tang has been posting about it too. That like this double genie core is coming back. If people forgot how good Landorus Incarnate was last time around in Reg F, like Raging Bolt's only stronger than it was before, right? So that means that that Landorus is even stronger now, and this team, because you have the Urshifu and Basque Legion that get boosted by either Tailwind or Rain Dance on Tornadus. Things should be a pretty good team.
Yeah, I feel like I would enjoy playing this team.
I think you could get, because it's got like multiple modes, right? There's a rain mode, there's a spread mode, there's also a trick room mode with Farigiraf Iron Hands. I feel like you could pilot this one.
Yeah, I like how it's like a go fast, or like you can do a bunch of damage, or you can slow things down and just, like mess your opponent. I like there's variety there. I like that. So for third place, Victory Rose says just it's just okay. I don't know who this is. This is Arclem.
None of us know who it is. I shout outs to Scraw VGC, the content creator. He made a TikTok that I saw that this account has like topped multiple GCs this season, and they posted on Twitter and have not revealed who they are.
Interesting. I just wish that they could put the
horizontally instead of vertically.
Yeah, their third place standing, if it wasn't sideways. So you take a look at this. We got Dragonite, Sinisha, Orthworm, Galarian, Zapdos, Tang. Is that a Lando at the bottom?
That is Landorus Therian. That's the other development this time around, Sierra. We've seen the last couple of weeks, or at least, it feels like it's probably been a month and a half, but feels like the last couple of weeks, how fast it's going, is that Lando T is back in the format. We'll talk a little bit more a little later on about another team and as to why Landorus is back, but that's, I think, a welcome surprise for us here at OHKO, right?
I mean, yeah, because that's like the unofficial mascot that I never knew about. Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, I'm more excited like the Galarian Zapdos and like the Orthworm. Like, I think those are annoying. Ting as well.
And the Ting, it's not like just super stall fissure set. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually being a real Pokemon. No offense to if Ting, if you're listening, no offense, but
we
now
had
it's actually
Fissure
real.
Ting for one event. And it scarred everyone to where that's all they talk about. We can't have Reg C back because Fissure Ting showed up at one event.
And then the rest of it was like Ruination, Yawn, Protect nonsense too. I'm saying like it's actually clicking attacks this time around. It is different.
Yeah, I'm just bugging about the Fissure Ting because that's the real reason we didn't get Reg C, and I'll never not be so.
I have a question. When you are shorthanding Galarian Zapdos' name in text, because this is something I just had not heard and feel uncomfortable. Like, so, like, you like for Dragonite, you can say Knight or something, right? Or Lando for Landorus. What do you shorthand text Galarian Zapdos as?
I don't think I ever have, because I don't think I've ever talked about Galarian Zapdos.
Because you know what the kids are saying, Sierra? They're calling it Gapdos, and I feel very uncomfortable.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that's not new, though.
But it just feels... how often do you hear people talking about Gapdos, though?
That's just like, I don't call it that, but I hear people call it that, and I don't think it... Like, I think it's like... I definitely do think it's one of those names that is just like a... But, like... It just sounds weird, but like in terms of like why it's abbreviated that and everything else, like it just makes sense. And like I've heard it like that. Like
I would say GZap is what I would say if I was shorthanding it, but that's why I'm built different.
I think that's bad. I don't know. I feel like that. Win. No, you can't. You can't. But yeah, Sideways Image. Please, mysterious
tell us who you are,
account.
And please post pictures
You
properly.
can stay anonymous. Just please put the picture in horizontal, I swear. Next team that we have, Cohen in fourth place. We got this is a little bit more reminiscent of what I would expect coming out of
this is what we're gonna see
here.
In like 7 of the 9 rounds on day 1. This team right here.
Yeah, for a second with the first 3 teams, it was like, what format is this again? And this team's like, I remember those days. So yeah, I mean, for GCs, we don't get to see the OTSs unless someone shares them. We don't get items like in this case. But in terms of these Pokemon, like this just seems, Reg F.
Yeah, it's just the new kind of the Raging Bolt balance crew with, I think Hearthflame Ogrepine's also like gonna go on a generational run this time around. Not that it was bad, obviously it was fantastic the first time around in Reg F. with winning a lot of regionals and stuff. I'm just saying, like, I think it's gonna be even stronger than it already was.
Man.
I'm here for any Ogerpon success, whatever form. I prefer Cornerstone, but I'm down for whatever.
I don't know. I don't get the Ogerpon love to the extent it is. Man, we hate RNG, but now that something has an increased critical hit rate and all of this other stuff, I love it! I don't know.
But also, you're getting rid of some RNG with Cornerstone, because sure, you might crit, but you also can't miss your rock move, which none of these other rock attacks are. I know how that feels.
Oh my goodness. Alright, next up for teams, we have Hey Sun. And yeah, Raging Bolt, I could do without, but considering the team is Sun, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's also Heat Rock Torkoal, right? For 8 turns of Sun. I'm pretty sure that's the held item there on the side. So this is definitely a different adjustment. And Joe was talking on the pod last week about specifically Torkoal this time around, and the Walking Wake team, and Hisuian Lilligant. He thinks Hisuian Lilligant is primed to be, a really good Sun Sweeper and support and everything, like better than Jump Bluff and Venusaur or whatever. So because we didn't see Lilligant too often last time in Reg F, except for that one like size spam, Gallade, hard Trick Room team that had it as a fast mode. But I do think this is like a pretty cool crew with the Walking Wake and the Lilligant.
My issue with Walking Wake, I'm just still scarred from when I played it on Sun, because it just never seemed to KO what it needed to, and it always got KO'd in return. And then I see other people playing Walking Wake, and it's like, why can't that be me? Why can't it be me? But
don't worry, the Sun's gonna last 3 more turns, so you'll that means you'll have more photosynthesis boosts off of a Raging Bolt or Fluttermane after you switch around. You got 3 more turns to win.
Everything goes my Walking Wake. I don't know, man. Maybe somebody gave me bad threads. I don't know, but well. And then 6th place, we have Michael Derbest here. We got another one of those Lando teas.
Yes. So I think MBD is coming to Brazil. Well, I said Brazil. I'm months behind at this point. I think there's a lot of European trainers coming to Toronto. I believe MBD is one of them, so that should be exciting to see. But yeah, the choice band Lando, like, people just kind of forgot how much damage it did. And then there's Golden Goes, there's Raging Bolts, there's all these things, these Terrafire, Hearthflame, right, that are weak to choice band Earthquake. Or Rock Slide. Don't want to take that either.
I'm just looking to see if there's any other interesting teams here in the top. The fact you have to click on every team makes this a little...
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we're going to share...
Uh-oh.
We're going to share this one. Yeah, this one's... I mean... We got none other than Shiliang Tang. So the team is going to cook. And cook he did.
He definitely cooked here. He's got the Regidrago. That's one of the teams we're going to talk about later. People are really excited for Regidrago in this format. Does not have the Whimsicott or Tornadus that feels like it's been almost mandatory if a team used Regidrago. They had one of those 2 Prankster Tailwind users, so different setup here. And then obviously the Iron Boulder. I hope Shiliang named it Justin Tang in his honor for, anytime he mighty cleaved into one of his GC opponents' protects.
Dude, this is a cool looking team. Rank 15.
That's crazy.
As well with it. That's just an average Shiliang moment. Just build something cool, do awesome with it. It's amazing. Love that. But yeah.
I was just saying, the Clear Amulet is really good with Incineroar being everywhere, right? You can't get intimidated, and then you also threaten it with your Mighty Cleave, so.
Yeah. Nice. We got this for you, Jay the Sab, because you were talking about Justin Tang. We get to see his team as well also did play the Regidrago.
Oh, so for audio listeners, he said Drago is mid AF, and when Shiliang was so excited for this Regidrago team, that they both used obviously the same team as the Tang gang, they built together.
Well, this is a different Drago team.
Oh, is it different?
This. Look at this. It's,
it does have the Drago. Excuse me, you're right. Yeah. So
Drago's the same. But...
I saw the Drago in Hearthflame, and really I got excited. But they both used Regidrago, let's say, in the GC, but they just have two completely different perspectives on how good Regidrago is.
I mean, considering he had a much higher rating into losing 40 points, I think that's kind of what we're getting at here. Gotta know when to stop with those GCs. That's what it is.
I mean, yeah, what was it? It was 4th place or 5th place was 1795 in the rankings. That's that's crazy. Actually insane. You pretty much have to play at least like 43 of your 45 games to get that high, I feel.
Or just win a lot. Like, play against high elo people, win a lot. I don't know. I never have to worry about it. I never make runs like that, so...
It would be nice. Can't be us.
It'd be like that. But GC's cool. But we got our first regional of Reg F 2.0 coming up with Toronto happening this weekend. So I'm definitely intrigued with how it's going to go, because what we've gotten to see in things like the GC, VR, etc. Like, there is teams we've gotten to see some developments, but like, I don't know. I feel like from Reg F and the Raging Bolt mirrors and stuff before that, I'm just like, that's all that's on my mind. So even if we did see some cool GC teams, and even when talking about like, ooh, these other teams can make appearances, in my mind, it's still just like, oh, we have a whole weekend of Raging Bolt ahead of us.
Yeah, get your energy drinks ready. Get some snacks for behind the desk for some Rillaboom switching as you calm mind, and then you fake out and calm mind, and then you swap out Incineroar and Protect, and then the grassy terrain is going to go through. And I think you and Jake are going to have to come up with some side tangent topics beforehand to know what's keeping you guys entertained.
Nope, I am going to explain exactly what is happening on the field at any given moment in the same deadpan voice. Yep, Incineroar switches out here, Rillaboom, swap back in. Raging Bolt, gonna protect. Again.
I do wonder how this event will go, because we have a lot of Europeans coming. We have some other international players as well, like not counting from Canada and North America, or in USA, excuse me. NA as a whole region is what I meant to say. So like, that could change the vibe. That could change the well-performing teams. Last time around, last year, we weren't expecting to see a Kingdra Politoed team versus Marco's Sun team in the finals, right? Like, that wasn't what we thought was going to happen in Toronto. So I'll be cautiously optimistic that we can get some bangers and some unique games for the first Reg F 2.0 event.
See, I'm just remembering EUIC 24. In Reg F, and we had those whiteboards that we used for Pictionary, and as the game was about to start, I asked if someone could bring me a whiteboard to track the Calm Mind boosts of each Raging Bolt, because we had a Raging Bolt mirror. And I just sat there and watched as they kept Calm Minding and kept tracking on this whiteboard where exactly we were at with all the Calm Mind, and yeah, it's just... It's the game. That's the game. And that was the EUIC, so I don't know, but I will say, with like seeing the developments like this time around, it'll be interesting to see, because I feel like too, if we're having the return of a meta and like return of a format, there's a couple different ways they can go, but it never really seems to go exactly how it was. I'm thinking of when we had, what was it? My memory is just not there, and I've been so focused on packing for Toronto, but we had, was it Reg G?
Reg G 2.0?
Yeah, where it was like, oh, Miraidon kind of dominated everything. Then we got Reg G 2.0, and then it was Koraidon instead, and we actually had like a lot of movement in terms of the meta development. Like, there is the possibility, despite my grumblings right now of, oh, it's just going to be boring Raging Bolt, that we could actually find ourselves in a really interesting place with with developments. I will hold out on being super against the format until after Toronto, but I'll definitely complain now about it while I still can.
I like that. Potentially optimistic, but not necessarily optimistic. Just kind of.
Well, I mean, we'll have to see, because at this point, we don't have any of the information what players are running or anything. Once we get there early Saturday morning and get like the first little look at what everyone's playing, then I'll know whether I get excited or not.
Yeah, that's fair. I think, and you know, obviously, hopefully, we see some good players doing well. Maybe somebody with Slitherwing is like 4-0.
I would be very excited if somebody rolled up with Slitherwing.
I mean, I don't know. That one, I'm not as cautiously optimistic about Slitherwing's chances as a non-Raging Bolt succeeding, but I think it'll be fun regardless, because like it really has been a while. If we go back, it's been 2 months since Vegas, right? Like almost pretty much 2 months. Like I know you and other people were at LAIC, but people who didn't travel internationally, like and that's also only 1 week later. It's not like it really changed anything. It's effectively been 2 months since we had an event.
It kind of has been. It's been a while.
We're not used to that.
I know. Anyways, perfect little transition point. Just kidding. Actually bringing it back, because I was trying to lead the way to you talking about some of the teams you were excited about going into the event.
Yes, perfect segue.
Nailed it. That's what I was trying to get at in the first place, but I'll spell it out for you.
There we go. Thank you. Sorry. You know what? I haven't talked to you in a month. You know, I'm not on my A game. We're not thinking the same wavelengths here.
Or when we do talk, it's about TFT.
Yeah, exactly. I got to tell you that 7 Zon story afterwards, because it was actually hilarious. But anyway, for anyone who maybe you keep hearing us talk about Reg F 2.0 and you haven't, you weren't following VGC the first time around, or you don't know how to team build or anything like that, Talon VGC made this really helpful sheet or document or whatever that had a whole bunch of Regulation F template teams and things to expect going into Toronto and Reg F as a whole. And so I think we're going to go over a couple of those, like not everything, but like just some fun things of teams that could be fun, maybe different archetypes that could be fun to see. Now I have to figure out the button.
I already have them. I opened them in the same. I have them in the same order you sent them to me.
Okay, cool. Let me not share my screen then, because I think I pressed the wrong button. Oh my god. Oh wait, am I not sharing? Can you see? I don't think I'm sharing.
No, okay. You're sharing. If you want to share, no, just kidding. Maybe I'm sharing. I'm sharing the screen. Don't worry, I got it.
You're in all of the rest of OHKO history, you're always the screen share because I can't press it, so that'll solve our issues. So this first team is the Regidrago team that we were talking about. However, we saw Shiliang had a different twist on it. Justin Tang had a different twist on it. And then this version is different, where it's more Psy spam focused with the Iron Crown and DD female, Tornadus or Shifu, Hearthflame, and then the Regidrago. I think this is really fun, hyper offensive team. I would love to see a couple of matches of this weekend, because y'all know I love Psy spam, right? But it has multiple modes that you can go through, and then if there's certain matchups that you can't really click Draco Meteor or Dragon Energy very effectively, you can just leave the Regidrago at home. Like, I don't, if you saw this round 2, you're on the desk, like I feel like you think it was cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I'm looking at the team, and I feel like it's a team where it's a good thing that we have an analyst, a dedicated analyst, and we have a lot of things planned for in between rounds, because I anticipate a quick set with a team like
in
this.
Either direction.
That's exactly it, in either direction. Like, I think, we would be filling time. There's a lot of damage output here. I mean, when you have Regidrago, it's to be expected. Regidrago's like also kind of pretty quickly as well. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely be an interesting team to pull, but that'd be my worry. I am intrigued with Regidrago.
And I think the Iron Crown is cool too. It's pretty much exclusively always been for the most part, Terra Water with Terra Blast, like one of the few mons that actually use Terra Blast, because its matchup into Incineroar is just so abysmal otherwise if all you have is Psychic and Steel attacks, so you have to use the Terra Water. But yeah, I think this I'm sad my boy Armarouge is going to be watching from the sidelines, but at least Iron Crown's got the Saspam crew covered.
Yeah, I don't think Armarouge is going to be part of the team for a very long time. Trying to see if there's anything else I see on this team, but besides being a Regidrago Iron Crown team, a lot of this seems pretty.
The Scarf Rock Tomb on Urshifu is interesting, right? Because
I missed that.
Usually you don't need Scarf if you're running the Tornadus there, because he's going to give you the Tailwind. So the fact you're like doubling up on speed and you're low, like there has to be some Regidrago speed interaction where I would imagine Scarf Rock Tomb is super crucial. Maybe some of those base 100s, maybe like Chi-Yu or something like that. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but there's got to be a reason for the Scarf Rock Tomb.
That one's okay. That's a little quirky.
See, you're more excited now.
Yeah, see, the team again. I think it's a quick set team, but that's a cool little interaction. I like little interactions like that. Next team that you had, I mean.
All right, calm down, Sierra. So
I didn't even say anything.
I could feel the energy. Okay, remember this is teams I'm excited to see in Toronto, so I get to be selfish and put a little trick room on here. However, what I do think this is good, when I brought up for people, we have a lot of listeners who are either new to VGC or not a lot of experience, and I think this is a really fun, simple team building core that you can use in Regulation F if you don't have a lot of experience playing the game. It has a Fire, Water, Grass. So the Pokemon are Porygon 2 or Saluna, Incineroar, Amoonguss, and Tornadus or Shifu. So it has a 2-2-2 core as well as the Fire, Water, Grass, and a Trick Room mode and a Tailwind mode. So a Tail Room mode, or Zoom Room mode, as you like to say. So I do think, while this team might be like snoozer in creativity sense, I do think for a team building for our viewers, this is an interesting 6 to help people get inspired with team building.
No, my first thought when I saw this team was this was giving me EUIC 2024 vibes with Nils' team in the finals, having the Ursaluna in the P2. Like, I couldn't quite remember the 6. It isn't the same 6. We get the Amoonguss, P2, Incineroar, Ursa, and then Nils had... And then also Urshifu, but Nils had the Fluttermane instead of the Tornadus. Okay. But yeah, that was the vibes that I got from there, because that was a super strong team for that event. I don't think we had seen like the most Ursaluna in the world up to that point either. Yeah. Like it was like around, but not like to a crazy extent, right? So it was kind of one of those teams that just like did super, super strong. So yeah.
And maybe we get more Ice Beam freezes in Toronto, It's going to be cold out.
It is very cold out. So people are prepared for that. Next team that we had, this also seems like a very Joe Brown team to pick here. I'm just not Articuno, Ninetales, Heatran, yeah, Lando T, yep.
It's the teams I'm excited to see pop up in Toronto. It's the one time I get to be selfish here. And so the snow crew is back, but this is not the same as Nikhil's Articuno team that won the first time around in Regulation F in Utrecht. It has Heatran instead of Hisuian Arcanine. I've been talking with some friends and seeing a lot of good results for Heatran here in these online tournaments. This is like the bulkiest, fattest Heatran you've ever seen. Like there is no offense here. It is Taunt, Will-O-Wisp, Magma Storm, which means like if you're Magma Storm, you're just gonna sit here and eat these sheer colds until they land. You know what I mean?
Disgusting. Actually, just disgusting. I'm not gonna lie.
But then the Lander Asterion is there instead of the Lando I that Nikhil had on his Articuno team, right? Ogerpon, I think he also had Ogerpon Wellspring as well. I'm pretty sure. So there is. I think this is just like the Reg F 2.0 updated version of that last Articuno run from the first time around.
And it's just, I don't even know where to begin with this. I mean, I am always down for a team that does have an OHKO move on it. Again, why, I wasn't personally scarred by the Ting-Lu incident where everyone else seems to be.
Yeah.
Especially since I am an enjoyer of running Fissure on Torkoal on certain teams, But like as soon as like the Heatran's there and like that as well, that's too far. That's too far, I'm not gonna lie.
And the Lando too with Scarf. You have Scarf Rock Slides and Choice Specs Blizzards. Kind of, if they don't have Wide Guard, which there are not a lot of meta relevant Wide Guard users, you're getting Rock Slided and Blizzarded. Like,
man, please no. I just hope I don't go up against that team ever. Next team. Oh, this is we're running. Speak of Ting-Lu, but different Ting-Lu. This is your offensive Ting-Lu you were talking about.
Yes, this is the one. Yeah, I was so excited. This is it's not another 222 core in the sense, but it definitely has different modes. Let's say this is the as you see on the side of the Elizabeth top 16 team. MBD, I think he kind of reworked or like tried to figure out the EV pace. I'm not sure if the actual EVs were posted or if he was trying to figure it out from, his deductive reasoning, as he's very good at figuring out the stats there. But Ting-Lu, Gouging Fire, Galarian Zapdos, we'll say Gapdos for all you cool people, Sinistra, Dragonite, and Chien-Pao, and like all over the place. I think this is a really fun team. You sit down, team preview, like I don't know how much practice you have against this type of 6.
Honestly, not much. That is for sure. This is, yeah, I feel like Gouging Fire in general is just a really annoying Pokemon to go up against, and that's not including when it's up against other Pokemon like this. Like, yeah.
Yeah, you have Hal. Like, that's why I like that this Ting-Lu is more offensive. It's not just like loafing around and just trying to not get knocked out. It's actually doing damage because you have Howl on Gouging Fire. You have Chien-Pao as well to lower the defense so that you do more damage with Earthquake or Throat Chop or Terra Poison, Terra Blast, really important into all these Terra Fairies that are out there, right? Like the Landorses and the Dragonites and things like that. So I think this team looks pretty sick. And then Galarian Zapdos is kind of doing like his Flamigo cosplay from the end of Reg H with the Choice Scarf and Close Combat Brave Bird coaching combo.
I've never been a fan of that comp. I'm not gonna lie, but to each their own on that one. Ironhead Dragonite. Okay. Next up for teams that you're excited about. I mean, is this just because I can see by Marco Fierro?
So okay, yes, that's a part of it. I was excited, but this is just the team of 6: Fluttermane, Hisuian Arcanine, Ogerpon Wellspring, Urshifu Dark, Raging Bolt, and Landorus are not as relevant to my excitement because they're just like kind of generically strong Pokemon. Obviously, the Urshifu Water is more common than the Dark versions. That's the one caveat here. But the big thing that we have to be prepared for, Sierra in Toronto, and just everybody who's watching, is Thunderwave. Being super common now in the meta. There was a Victory Road event. I think it was Victory Road. I could be wrong. I apologize if it was. Where a Hisuian Arcanine Fluttermane team got second. They finished second in it, and Joe and Justin made a video on it on YouTube where they collabed and played with it. And you are literally clicking Thunderwave Rock Slide. It's bringing VGC back to 2013 in all of its glory. You are bold. Look at the stats on this by Marco. Bold nature, 228 HP, 236 defense. You are trying to just live any physical hit and click Thunderwave Rock, and with Intimidate as well with the Choice Band Rock Slide. Now the version that they used had the Galarian Moltres on it, which we've been building around in the OHKO team building channel in our Discord, and so they were running Choice Specs Fiery Wrath, which is a spread move that also has a chance to flinch. So if you ever made it through the Hisuian Arcanine's Rock Slide flinches and you're breaking through Thunderwave paralysis, then the Moltres is also going to flinch you with Fiery Wrath.
That's just degenerate. See, when you're like, these are not exciting Pokemon. I started looking through the moves instantly to like, okay, what is it? And I saw Thunderwave, and I was like, nah.
And then this, obviously, Marco doesn't need Galarian Moltres if he's using the Urshifu Single Strike as his Dark type attacker there. But like, I think we should be expecting to see a couple of T-Wave paras this weekend that are going to be crucial.
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah,
maybe even a Lumberry or something like that. Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that, which makes me a little less excited for the format. Yeah, but hey, it's exciting, right? It's exciting.
You can't Thunderwave a Raging Bolt until it turns into a Fairy type, you know?
Oh my goodness. I'm just looking through. I forgot about the 1.5 million VR challenges that they've had to get people ready for Regulation F. We won't go in depth over these, but I pulled them up to like really quickly, like kind of just look at the top teams and just like trends and stuff, especially too in comparison to like the teams you said you were excited for.
Yeah.
I mean, first off, we get to see normal things, the solo dozo with the Ting Lu. But when we get to 5th place, we get to see a little bit of Articuno, Ninetales.
Yeah, that's the Nikhil 6 that I'm sure it's been updated over time, but that's the 6 that won Utrecht.
Yep. Oliver getting 8th place with Grim, Heatran, Okie Dokie, and Iron Boulder.
Okay, Oliver's cooking.
Which is crazy. This event was back mid-November. So yeah, that's the top cut there. Then we get into, there's 3 in December, like back to back to back. So first one.
This is where I have to admit I'm a fraud because I totally forgot to mention I wanted to that Naoto, Mizubushi World Champion, he won a Victory Road tournament with Regidrago. Totally forgot to mention that during our Regidrago segment. So that's on me.
A fraud. How could you?
Because I wanted to mention it because I love Naoto and like we got a world champ rocking Regidrago. That means there's some credit to it.
Yeah. And it's a different version of Regidrago than we talked about. But then the one that you did talk about did get 8th place when you see the Regidrago and the Iron Crown. There's that. Also, like, a little blast from past regulations, our Chaladon Pelipper.
Yeah. Interesting. Tiago getting another Victory Road top cut. Now, this is in the past, but, you know, he got the Victory Road top cut and winning the GC last weekend. So Tiago's kind of on a roll right now.
Right. Then we get into the second one in December, back to back to back. Dorian with Sneasler, 2nd place. Canada took this one. Jeremy Gauthier in 1st place with Reg F, strong stuff. And then Canada also 2nd place with Dorian with the Galarian Moltres. We've talked about the Zapdos so much.
Almost Zapdos.
Yeah. That and Sneasler, which is crazy. And then the Heatran, Articuno, Ninetales team you're talking about in 4th.
Yeah, that's the new tech on Heatran. I do really wonder a situation where Heatran and Landorus are on the field at the same time, and Landorus is his choice locked into Earthquake. I wonder how that one's gonna go down. But also that Sneasler, who like we really didn't see much of Sneasler in Reg F, even though it was so good in both of the regulation H's. That Dorian's version has Gunk Shot, so they're not even risking the Dire Claw stuff just because it doesn't do enough damage. Now you've reintroduced the legendaries; they have higher base stats and stuff like that. So like it seemed to work out for him. Now you're going to get more chances to land your Gunk Shots when you are paraflinching them for forever. But I thought that's interesting that it's Gunk Shot instead of Dire Claw.
I'm just looking at the Moltres with Hex on it.
It's cooking, right?
T-Wave Absolute Hex. Cook over here. The T-Wave Flutter. Cook. All right, the last one, the most recent one, after Christmas, before New Year's, 27th to 28th of December. There's the Sun team that you're talking about in 4th place. We get to see an Iron Tusk, Great Tusk.
Great Tusk, we got there.
It's late over here, guys. It is late, and apparently I am just... I'm forgetting every Pokemon name here. I'm struggling. We have Great Tusk at 7th on Sun Team. Iron Valiant 8. I gotta really like brush up on my Pokemon names before this weekend. That's the one thing I can't forget. But yeah, most recent. I mean, it
Iron
seems like
Valiant
so
as well.
far, like my impression after seeing like the VRs is there's still going to be a lot of Raging Bolt and a lot of the not so fun Reg F stuff, which I was not excited for. But I do think that there's enough teams cooking here that it would be exciting if we get to see them actually perform at a tournament, right? Like there is a potential that it is just going to be Raging Bolt, Raging Bolt, Raging Bolt, Raging Bolt, like everywhere, but we get some spice.
Yeah, I mean, I think we would pop off like that, like Carmine's team there, right? With Torkoal and then 3 Pro Synthesis Pokemon, right? And like,
Well, yeah,
I think
no Raging Bolt.
you don't need it because Iron Tusk got you covered, you know?
That's Iron Tusk.
What's the Iron Valiant set on Juan's team? Because like obviously it's a super fast Pokemon, but then it has a Trick Room mode with the Moon Room.
Moonblast, Icy Wind, Coaching, and Protect.
Oh, and it's got booster energy as well. So like you have either a super fast Icy Wind or super fast Coaching for the Dragonite Scale Shot. Like that's kind of cool. We should control F for Iron Valiant on Saturday.
All right, you do that while I look for Slitherwing, okay?
That's fair.
But yeah, that being said, I don't know which way Toronto's gonna go yet, but we want some predictions to make some guesses.
Yeah, I was gonna say we talked about what we want to see. Now we're gonna predict what we're going to see. What is gonna happen at the Toronto Regional Championships? We're not doing as many questions this time around because we've traveled down this road before this format. So
well, also like it is a shorter episode because you have laundry to do, and I gotta clean my house.
We gotta. Toronto really caught both of us off guard, like 100%. So we're gonna have a couple prediction questions. Nothing on the line, just for the fun, for the love of the game. Our first question, Sierra, at the Toronto Regional Championships, what will be the day 1 Fluttermane usage? I mean, clearly
37%.
That's way low. I mean, you could say it. I'm just saying. I'm going like 65%. Like
day 1.
Day 1. Do you if you remember the great debate episode that Fluttermane had 73% usage in Regulation C, and I think people are going to remember now with this booster wave or booster energy T wave version that's taken all over the place. Like people are going to want to make sure that their T wave goes faster than the opposing T wave. Like I don't know. I'm locking in 65%.
See, the whole reason why people didn't vote for the better regulation was they were like, there's too much Fluttermane. So I feel like if we're getting Reg C levels of Fluttermane anyways, but still playing Reg F instead, that like we just have a problem here. So
well, what's the best? Like, what's a great answer into the dragon typing on Raging Bolt?
Your own
Well, yeah, okay, true. That's
your own
fair.
Raging Bolt and just play have a terrible time.
Point taken. Yes, your own Raging Bolt or the Moonblast on the Fluttermane.
No. I feel good with 37%.
Dude, I'm really like so crazy if it's like 34. I'm really like the dumbest person in the world, but I'm predicting it. I'm locking
and you said what, 60?
I said 65.
65. Yeah, you are the craziest person in the world. That's just insane. It's not getting above 50. Not for day 1. Day 2, I can see. Day 1, nope. No.
Maybe I'll retroactively edit. Day 2. It's day 1. I'm just kidding. All right, next prediction. What will be the highest placing Raging Bolt slots? You don't have to say the player or the team archetype or whatever. Like, is Raging Bolt gonna finish top 4, finals, winner, top 8? What are we thinking?
Wins.
Wow, you're not even going to give yourself the leeway of top 2 of finals?
If you want to let me have, like, I'll take it. But, like, there's going to be a Raging Bolt in finals, and the Raging Bolt's going to win.
Spoilers.
It might even be 2 Raging Bolts in finals. Screw it, right?
Wow. Well, yeah, there was that. What was the one a couple weeks ago where the Victory Road tournament had five Raging Bolt in top 8. And going into day 2 of it, they're like, "Oh man, Raging Bolt really fell off." And then Stefan like tweeted after the finals, like, "Wow, you couldn't be more wrong." the top 5 finishes in the tournament. All right. I'll give you second, so you get first and second. I'll go top 4. I think there could
so you
be
get
a
third and fourth.
I'll get third. I'll get third and fourth. Maybe somebody cracks the code. Maybe that Iron Boulder team's like super cracked into Raging Ball. I don't know, and we'll say top 4.
Right. It wins. I didn't want this regulation for a reason. It's going to be Raging Bolt everywhere.
All right. Very important question. Maybe more important than like who will win at the end. Let's spoil this next question. What will be the highest Canadian finishing place? So not person, like the highest ranked, highest finished, whatever you want to say, Canadian. It could be a 2-parter, because if you're going to rock with a Canadian winner, then you would also say, finals or whatever. Or you could say top 8, top 4 is going to be where Canadian finishes. What are we thinking?
I'm going to say top 8. Not because I don't think like Canada can win, because we definitely have some really, really strong players, but I just look at Toronto historically, and like there's a lot of strong contenders that come out for Toronto, especially too since Toronto is the favorite NA event for overseas competitors as well, which is just going to add all the more to it being stacked, right? So I think for that reason, I'd have to say top 8. Of course, Canadian won. That'd be super, super cool. But there's just so many strong players across the field. Everyone's traveling here. It's gonna be a really stacked event.
Yeah, I was gonna say top 8 also, because it just felt like the safe answer, and now I'm trying to figure out which direction.
If you were the top 4 or the top 16.
I want to be like pessimistic or optimistic. Like, I feel terrible saying it, but like, I think I'll go pessimistic and say top 16 just to give a different answer. Because like top 4, we got Marco Silva coming, we got MBD, we got Federico, we got I think Alex Gomez and like Eric Rios and that whole crew, because they're all sponsored as well, right? They're probably all coming. Like, there's a lot of international players that they're not just taking like the American, like they're taking all the NA slots in top 8. So I think there'll be less Americans as well too, right? So I don't know. I feel bad because I should be rooting for a Canadian to win, but I'm locking in top 16.
That's okay. They'll just win instead to prove you wrong. Prove us both wrong, but to doubly prove you wrong.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Most important question. One that we've never gotten right, except for when I almost did. And I'm just never forgive myself for it. All right. Who will win the Toronto Regional Championships?
So, I guessed Marco for LAIC, didn't I?
That's what I was going to ask. Is I really don't remember what our three event takeoffs are. So I think we just start clean. Even if you want to say Marco,
2026 clean slate.
New predictions, new us. Because like I really don't remember who's on cooldown. Right.
I don't either. Especially too because you stole who I wanted to pick for LAIC, so then I can't remember who I picked afterwards. But
yeah,
it's a new 2026, new us. I'm gonna say Marco. I mean, second. It's more so too. It's just like there's so many different players that can win and that I could see winning. But I love like storyline continuations. Like that's something that I always root for in Pokemon. I think storylines are super, super important. That's why like I was rooting for Marco for LAIC, because 3-time in a row international champion in this era is just insane, right? And then the same thing. Last year, Toronto was like, you talk about stories. We had the story of all time with the Wolfie-Con Parish with Marco versus Wolf, seeing them play on day 1 into that being the finals match after they met in the GC with like, it was just so many different story stuff. And then Marco lost and it was a bad matchup for him and he still took it to a game 3. Yeah. So it's like, ooh, so close to taking down Canada. So I'm going to predict Marco for the storyline beat.
I'm going to go for a different storyline, but staying on like a storyline reasoning. And we started VGC off in 2025 with the one and only leader of the Tang gang, Justin Tang, winning the San Antonio Regionals. And history is going to repeat itself. We're starting off 2026 with Justin Tang getting his 4th regional title.
That would be a crazy storyline as well, honestly.
right? And especially because it's there, because like if him and Shiliang use this Regidrago team and he's out here, he doesn't even like it, and he goes and wins a regional with the team he thinks is bad, like I think that would be pretty funny.
Oh my goodness. I don't. This is that bad. I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see. That would be insane though. There's already like there's so many different ways this go too. Like I mean, James Evans, like world's finalist, he won the last Canadian regional, Vancouver, so he's
True.
like good. You know, the fact that there's so many different Europeans, I would love for a Canadian to win, and we have some super strong Canadians competing at the event. I mean, Marcus, NJ Ale, like there's a lot of strong players too, like Canadians, as well as just like the local scene. So I don't know. It'll be a good event for all the different stories.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm excited every time we have Toronto. Like I feel like we kind of talk too much about how we enjoy the city and want Worlds to be in Toronto, and I think this is like from my grassroots days and official days, I think this is my it's either my 6th or 7th time going to Toronto, and like it's always been like a super fun city. So I think even if I'll be wearing a heavier jacket, I think it's still going to be just as fun.
Yeah, Toronto's awesome. The food is so good. The only thing that sucks is the snow, but like at least like all the like the trains and stuff, they're all underground, and you can actually in like the downtown core walk a lot of places underground.
True.
You just need to know the route. So
I guess what was it, a plain bagel with butter? No, what was it? No.
Yeah, plain bagel with butter.
There we go.
Yeah.
Me
and then get yourself an ice cap. Trust.
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
Trust.
Because is it hot? Is it cold? Like, cause
ice cap, ice.
No. I know, because I would say like sometimes people they make fun of people who get like iced drinks in the winter and stuff, and I'm not one of those. Like I'm able to have a cold drink in the winter, you know.
Yeah, ice caps are just like the best thing from Timmy's. Honestly, like it is the best, and you should be fine because you eat like Taco Bell breakfast. But like, warning to others, like the sandwiches and the food at Tim Hortons, like they can mess you up. So beware. Bagels are safe. The muffins are safe. Coffee and ice caps are safe. The coffee, if you want like good coffee, you're kind of out of luck. But the ice caps are really good. So
okay.
There's everybody's warning for Timmy's. Timbits, awesome. Don't bother getting it. Like donuts are like okay. Like the donuts are also good, but it's like the Timbits are like just donuts in small bowl form, and then so that's just cooler.
Yeah, I think there's only one thing left. I think we're kind of close. We wanted to do an hour-long pod, and I think we're gonna get there.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Thank you for making it to the end of the OHKO podcast this week. We end every episode with our question of the week. If you ever have any burning questions you want to get off your chest and ask Sierra or myself, join our Discord, linked in the description down below, and ask away in our question of the week channel. We're going to kind of combine two people's questions because it's the same thing-ish. So our question of the week is brought to you by Geb and Queenie. They're talking about the break that we've been on, this like 2-month break. So Geb asks, oh god, where was it?
Way to go.
How do you think, okay, so how do you think the break from VGC for the circuit will impact how players have built and prep for the beginning of the seasons? And alternatively, would you appreciate mid-season breaks in the future? And then Queenie's also answer to it is, did you enjoy the break? Do you wish it was shorter, or was it the perfect length? And I'm so glad to have Pokemon back. So are we, Queenie.
Yeah, I think for myself, I hate all of the breaks. I don't enjoy the breaks. Like, I don't know, like for myself, because it's like, I think too, for us, we're in very, very different shoes than a competitor, right? Yeah. So for us, first off, like casting, also a job for us. So if there's a Pokemon event, then there is an event to work, which is obviously good, you know, paying rent and bills and, you know, surviving. Besides that, like casting, and I got a cat hair in my mouth. Casting and going to Pokemon events is like my favorite thing in the world of all time. Like I don't have friends in my city. Like I go to Pokemon events to see my friends, right? That is the social time that I get. I get to see all the casters. I get to see you. I get to see my friends that compete. It's like get to go to a different store, like town. Like I love traveling. You get to go eat good food. Like it's just awesome. And then it's like the favorite thing about my life that I get to do. So when there's breaks, all of a sudden my favorite thing in life is taken away from me. So I was like, I just no, like I don't like the back-to-back regional weekends. Like that it's more stressful than enjoyable. But like we're about a regional a month right now, minus the breaks. And even that feels like a little far apart. If we had a regional every 3 weeks, I'd be content personally. So yeah, the break is it's okay because it worked out where I could go see my family for an extended period of time and not really like stress about it. But at the same time, like if we had an early December regional or the January one, like I would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think I definitely like I this is almost like we ended Worlds, right? Because you kind of go early NAIC and then 2 months until Worlds. Like, so we had 2 months off, but the season's just continuing. I really do miss the December events. Usually it's been in Texas very often, right? Not always. But like San Antonio and Dallas back in the day and Arlington and stuff. So like you're going to a warm city in the winter, so it's not as bad. And like selfishly, like just like you, like it's also a job for us, but also like these are my best friends in the world that I get to hang out with in commentary and in Pokemon. So like if I was in charge, I would run 26 Pokemon events throughout the year and make them every other week. You get a week on, week off, week on, week off, so that way I could see all my friends every other week. You know, like I don't know why we had such like a 2 month break here, but I definitely would have preferred it to be shorter.
Yeah, as well too, like the December event, like not only like going somewhere warm, like that is just awesome. Those who live in cold places get it. If you live in a warm place, you just don't understand. You just don't understand. But like also, I love the themed regionals that we get to do for broadcast. Again, that's one of
Yes.
the things that the players don't necessarily get to experience as much as we do. But like it's like we're doing Christmas like last year Toronto was before Christmas. We're doing Christmas cookies. We have our Christmas sweaters on. Like I'm doing a Secret Santa with my friends this event, but it feels weird because we're almost a month past Christmas now. But last year Toronto it was the Secret Santa. We all met up at Eaton Center Mall and like everything's Christmas and like it's different, right? Like it's just I don't know, it was just vibes. It's just a good time. So
Yeah,
oh
for
well.
sure. And also like
Well.
the Christmas decorations and stuff, right? Like San Antonio was like lit up when we had it in the December San Antonios with
Yeah, because
the
2 years
river
ago
walk,
was the
right?
December San Antonio, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think they should just hire us here, and we've slammed down 26 Pokemon events, like including ICs every year. So ICs and Worlds, that's 4 of the 26. So would that be 22 regionals, just so we can hang out with our friends?
I mean, I definitely missed like because we had a couple more regionals a few years back, and like
Yeah.
that does kind of man sometimes. Again, like there was like an OCIC into a regional one, stuff like that. Like okay, after an IC, give us a week or like. But I really liked the regional into an IC. The
Yes.
Vegas into Brazil, in my opinion, was awesome. Like I had a blast with that. IC into a regional, not fun.
Not yeah. It's
That one's
totally,
no good.
even
No
though
good.
they're both technically event into event, they're nowhere near the same thing.
It's
Yeah.
not well, especially if the IC, you need to be the IC a day earlier, and then like normally try and get there even a day earlier than that to kind of like
Yeah.
settle in and stuff. So like you can actually just go like this year was Vegas to Brazil. Just flew out from Vegas to Brazil. Flew out with friends, flew out with other players, and it's just a whole Pokemon time. I don't know. It was just fun. So yeah, well. It is what it is. I think
Yeah.
too, the break wouldn't be as bad if it was just things scheduled a little bit differently. Like, I feel like events could have been scheduled just a smidge otherwise, or even how like events will line up with like European events. So like an NA and EU could be at the same time, or EU will have a back to back. Like there's things like that that make it seem chaotic, but when you actually sit and look, it's like, oh wait, like we have nothing happening. So that
Yeah.
kind of sucks.
The spring regionals are like kind of close. So they're kind of tightly packed. When we get closer to that with like Seattle into Houston and like everything else, there it is like a pretty tight window of like four or five regionals.
Yeah. So, I think I just heard something hit something outside my house. It's super snowy here. It was, I don't know.
I hope it was snow.
It's either a snowplow or somebody ran into a telephone hole. Hopefully it's the first one.
I hope it's oh my goodness.
There's a lot of snow. There is a lot of snow. For the other question of the week that we had, it's not going to be a long answer for this one, but let me pull up. Kodo asked as casters, what would our signature catchphrase be during commentary? Essentially, the quick answer is like, don't necessarily really have one. Also, I feel like as casters, catchphrase can really quickly turn into I forget the word for it. Wow.
Oh my god, I forget too. We're back on the same way, like a crutch, right?
Yeah, where you just say like the same thing, right? And then like that's what you go to describe something or to how to express a certain thing, and then it's as soon as like you notice it or like you notice it about somebody else. Like mine is, I would say electrifying. I can't even say it.
Your favorite catchphrase, yeah.
Electrifying. And then as soon as I noticed myself saying it, every time I said it, I hated it. And then someone else started saying it. And I don't know if they said it before me or whatnot, but I only noticed it after I decided I hated saying it. And then every time anyone else says it, I'm like, it's like, yeah, I don't like the catchphrases. I don't feel like work as well in commentary, at least not for the actual commentary part.
That's what I was going to say. Like in, at least for esports, it doesn't work as well. But like, because in traditional sports, a lot of broadcasters have like a home run call that they always say, or a touchdown. Like they always say the same thing, so the crowd gets like even more excited because they're used to the repetition of it. So like, I think that's where it comes in, because catchphrases are very common and useful in like traditional sports casting. But unless you're going to make like a segment out of your catchphrase, you know, like you do kind of something with the broadcast team off of something you continually repeatedly say, I think most of the time it would be a detriment or a crutch, as we're saying, to continually use the same words or same descriptions.
Yeah, it's also the difference between like esports and traditional sports. Like there's a lot of really interesting things with how traditional sports are like casted, with even just like some of the casting, depending on the sport, just being this person to this person to this person to this person to this person. Like, and speaking for like VGC, because that's obviously what we're talking about, we'd probably just get cooked in the comments if we ever just only did that, right? But like for sports, that makes so much sense.
Every time Urshifu crit or something, we just said the same thing, you know?
Urshifu, surging strikes, 3 hit, 80% damage, Incineroar down. I don't know, like it's just
okay. That's a crutch I have. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I do say down a lot instead of knocked out. Like I'll be like, "Oh, Raging Bolt's down!" Like, you know, like I guess like a boxing match or something in my brain. So I don't know if that's a phrase. I don't know if that would be a catchphrase, but I do use down a lot as my synonym for like knocked out or taken down, or you know.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't say it's a catchphrase. Personally.
Really, the real best answer, because Sierra hates it, is when it is every time we cast together and I say hit the stinger. That's the actual catchphrase, because me and the production team love it every time, and you just see Sierra's like embarrassed face when I do it.
I hate it. I love that they're so welcoming for the podcast, but I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to shout this out.
And
like,
they ask me. It's not like I'm like going up to them, you know, and strong arming them and say, hey, you know, do an OHKO reference now. Like they ask me like, oh, you want to hit the stinger? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. See, where I'm like again, I think it's so cool they're on board, but I'm always like, oh my god, are people gonna think that we're going up to them and like, let's make it about us? So like, I just get in my head. So yeah. Oh well, it be like that. My headset keeps disconnecting and connecting. Like I was telling you before the podcast, I've been having super computer issues. My USB ports keep disconnecting. My keyboard keeps disconnecting. My headset. I'm surprised the cameras made it through. I don't know what's going on. So I don't have to hear this continuous beeping in my ear. We're going to wrap this up. Any final thoughts as we head into Toronto this weekend?
I'm gonna like download a list of like you know, those things of like 100 questions to get to know somebody or whatever. I'm going to download that and make sure I'm sitting right next to Joe on the bus. And I'm going to go from number 1 all the way through 100 because he's going to be stuck with me. He can't go anywhere. He's going to have to answer my questions.
Yeah, it's also just going to be a great time because I think he gets on the bus at like 10 p.m. the night before. I don't know how well he's going to sleep on the bus, but it might not be well. So enjoy that. While you're there, I'll be hopefully chilling in Toronto. I'll have to see how the highways are doing because as of right now, they are not good. So I'm supposed to pick up the rental car in 10 hours and leave in about 11 or 12. So we'll see how that goes. But
we'll
yeah,
see if you're on the road before the pod goes live, you know?
Yeah, but I got a house to clean, suitcase to pack, and some TFT to play. So thank you all so much for listening if you made it to this point of this episode. If you didn't, you'll never hear this, but thank you anyways for listening to hopefully some of it.
Listening even though you're not listening.
Yeah. This is the thoughts that count.
Exactly.
If you made it to this point, we talked about the question of the week, we talked about meta, we've talked about, the OHKO team. That is all done in the OHKO Discord server. The link is in the description. Make sure to be joining that as well. Make sure to tune into the Toronto Regional Championships this weekend. Me and Joe Brown are not casting together, but we are both casting, so you'll always catch one of us to mic at any given time. And yeah, thank you all again. We'll see you next week. Later, everyone.